Sandra, Izsadore. Everybody's getting it, okay. We did Jones so cute. Check your content.
Hi, and welcome to Connecting the Dots. I'm your hostess, Sandra Izsadore, and today I have my dear friend. I want to call her a friend. I gave her the tag name of Miss Red Carpet because the first time I met her was on the red carpet. And she was the commentator there. And then I started to see her at more and more red carpet events. So today I am so blessed to be sitting here with Natalie Beasnael. Yes. Today I want to ask her a few questions about Africa. You know, I love Africa. And it's a pity that as a child, it wasn't taught to me in the early stages from elementary school. So I want to connect the dots. I might add, I'm a senior citizen now, okay? So I want to connect the dots with another part of Africa. Most of the people inside the world that know me know that my first affiliation with Africa was, of course, Nigeria and Ghana, and then a little French West Africa, and I found each country to be different. So today, I'd like to welcome Natalie Beasnael, Miss Red Carpet.
Wow. I am so honored, and you know, we have so much in common. I am so blessed. You say you're blessed, you're a gift to me, and I'm the one who's actually the most blessed in this setting. I am very grateful. Thank you for that beautiful introduction.
Yeah, well, you know, when I met you, and I say Miss Red Carpet, that's how I put you in my phone.
I love it.
That's how I put you in my phone.
Yes.
You know?
No, I need a T-shirt that says Miss Red Carpet.
Hello.
Hey.
So booty woo on that one,
Right?
But I want to ask you about Chad because earlier we were dancing.
You all missed out. We were dancing. Well, I mean, you could not come to Mama Sandra's house, Mama Sandra Izsadore, Miss Africa herself, and not dance. So, y'all, there was music the minute I walked in. Then you stepped out, and there was also more music. So, yes, we were dancing.
And this is when I learned today a dot that was not really fully connected, and that is the dance styles.
Yes.
From my dance style, what I do know is West African Nigeria.
Right.
And today you educated me a little further, like the day I met you.
Yeah.
When you basically shocked me when I found out you were from Chad.
Oh.
You were Chadian, you know?
Yes, I'm from Chad. I'm from the southern part of Chad, specifically from Mundu, the village of Biku, from the tribe of Ngambais.
Wow, beautiful.
Yeah.
See, you know what? You have no idea. You talk about the blessing, girl. Do you know how this makes me feel to be able to communicate with you here today, growing up as a little black girl in white America?
You know, it's such an interesting thing that you touch on. And if we're going to connect the dots on that, I think it's almost a reverse way of seeing things. You talk about growing up a black girl in America, in white America. When I grew up, for the most part of my life, an African black girl in black Africa, where all I saw were prominent people. And I remember as a young kid, I remember my parents said when I saw the white mannequin in the windows, because they love to take us shopping in high-end superstores in Chad and in Ghana. And my dad said, I covered my eyes when I saw the white mannequin. And he didn't understand why. And I said, well, she is naked. That's what I said. And she was fully clothed, but because her skin color was white. Until this day, that resonates with me. And if you want to go more in depth, is she truly naked? Was she truly naked from a child's eye? Or if you want to look more into, the soul and maybe the being, I mean, I'm taking us to another...
Well, wait a minute.
Yeah.
So basically, we're in my vision... When you say we are actually in reverse,
yes.
Well, not reverse, but this is the thing.
Yeah.
Out of our interpretations of the same thing, you said the woman was naked.
I said that
because you saw her white skin.
Yes. And so my dad said I didn't understand that, well, no, she's a white lady, a white mannequin, But of course, in a child's mind, I don't know what was going through my mind at the time, but they told me the story. And it actually made me think about so many things now as an adult and question some things also because you talk about, the different parts of Africa and how we were colonized.
Yes.
And a lot of us are a result of, colonialism's teachings. And we mesh it with our cultural, growing up or cultural knowledge, and it becomes a hodgepodge of either confusion or some of us take it to another level and decide to use both the good and the bad and see what we can do to put exposure on what colonialism has done to us. Yeah.
Okay. Then in that case, the first person that I met who brought that to the forefront was Svela.
Ah, look at that.
But he's the male.
Yes.
Here in modern day America, you're the first African female besides, you have broken it down because I talked to Dakori Akande as well.
Hi, Dakori.
Yeah. I speak with her and we have these conversations where she's bringing the real.
Yes.
And when she spoke to me about the different customs in the African culture and how women are treated.
Oh, yes.
I was like, what? And once again, let's flip it. Because see, I didn't grow up in an environment like that.
No.
I didn't grow up. I grew up in a household where a woman had her she could have her sex. So I just thought that was the home,
the norm.
That was the norm for me. I had a mother and a father.
Yes.
And of course they had days that they had their disagreements. And when I think about my mom and the things that she used to say to my daddy, no, girl, I have to laugh today. No, I have to laugh.
No way. No, you actually touch on a very, very, very important subject. It's not just classism, but it's sexism in Africa. And I don't know if that's as a result of, colonialism or old ancient ways. And do you want to call that culture? And is it norm? Or is it, something that has been instilled in us and has become a way of life? And hence, some of the damages that we all have from that kind of lifestyle, is that something that's acceptable in society? Because you take someone like me who's from Chad, I grew up much more differently than you. My dad was a diplomat, then he decided to become a pastor. I remember as a child when we would go visit in the village, the women sat on one corner and ate, and the men sat on one corner and ate. And I always wanted to go because I liked some of my cousins. I thought they were funny, you know, the guys, you know, because I knew I'd spend all day in the kitchen with the women. So now I want to spend time. Yeah. What are you doing? Get out of there. And I'm thinking,
no,
I just want to sit with the guys.
Baby prostitute.
Well, you know.
No, I'm saying it in a jovial.
No, yes, absolutely.
Because the restrictions.
Yeah, the mind. Yes.
The shackles.
Yes.
That were placed on the minds through colonialism, because there, you know, when you look at white people history, you know, their whole fight had to do with, a lot was religious wars and Christianity.
Absolutely.
So, you know, and I'm going to say it again. Honey, it was a good thing. I'm sorry that my ancestors suffered so hard.
Yeah.
But I'm so glad they were on that boat.
Yeah. No, you know what? And you say something that's another thing that's very important, because how many of us in Africa, or that left Africa on a first-class ticket to America legally, and still are on, you know, that field where, or are in shackles, or maybe halfway on the boat. You know, we didn't make it, in a way. So, in a sense, I have to explain what I'm trying to say. There are people who are doing so well in Africa, or who are doing well here, but they're so backwards in their thinking in terms of what culture has done to them. Myself included.
Don't forget religion.
Religion, well, that's another thing that we have to tackle. Christianity is not religion, you know. It is not religion.
Okay,
you know?
Well, here's the thing that because I was reared in a Christian home.
I
was reared in a Christian home.
Yes.
My mom and dad made sure that I was there for Sunday school, 11 o'clock service, 3 o'clock service.
Yes.
BTU and night service.
And oh wow.
Oh no.
You're a church rat.
Girl, when I grew up, where I was around 12, 13, hanging out with my cousin who was 17.
Yes.
I found out we could play hooky.
From church.
Oh, girl, we would play hooky
what
from
did
church.
you do?
Oh, my goodness. But it wasn't like the teachings were instilled inside of me. You know, my mother, I mean, they prayed over me, okay? They prayed over me, and you know, and to this day, I'm telling you, those things that they instilled in me through Christianity are still there.
Yeah, and you know, those are grounds,
I don't call myself a Christian, mainly because I don't want to identify with them.
I get you. Yes.
I don't want to identify with them because I have found those people that scream the loudest, I'm a Christian, I've seen some wicked things. They do wicked things. And that's not the way I was taught about Christianity.
None of us. But, you know, you got to understand, I think, you know, faith, you know, is why we're Christians, or why we're believers, right? When man was born into this world, sin entered the world. But man is born good. It's the environment that changes. You know, so you take a baby doesn't know anything.
That's true.
You know, they're selfish, you know, but they're not going to go out and kill you. They're not going to go out and, you know, they can't talk. But there's certain things that I think when people are placed in different settings, different environments.
But let me ask you this, because when you say babies are born, they're clean spirits.
Yes.
But don't you think, I'm saying based upon his story.
Yeah, his story, all right.
His story of our people.
Yes.
There has to be some demon
Well, environment changes.
No.
Now, spirits, and if we want to go more in depth, okay?
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, so certain beings are born, and like I said, man is born good, but when they enter this world, sin enters. So now you go back into the profound meaning of the doctrine of what Christianity is. Not religion, but Christianity is the core.
That's another thing, and I noticed that you're distinguishing between the two.
Yes.
And I found out from my sister-in-law.
Yes.
And from my sister-in-law,
Yeah.
when we were having a discussion like this about 10 years ago, she had mentioned to me that there's over 42,000 different religions.
Yes, there are.
And
It's
everyone
unbelievable.
saying, this is the way you go. Oh, no, you go that way.
Yeah.
And then, so then through all of that, I am a knower and a believer.
Yes.
A witness.
A witness.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
So, and see, I know that this, because I had the vision. And the vision I had was this entity that was in the shape of like a man, or, it had that Eastern look.
Okay.
But inside of that,
Yes.
well, that body was the universe.
Oh, wow.
And inside of that body were us. And we are like operating cells that make parts of the organ. We make it function. So we're connected. That's the vision I saw,
That's interesting.
So
Yeah.
it doesn't have to be. And then, through travel,
Yeah.
I found that people practice their beliefs differently.
Yeah.
So, and see, from the doctrine and the foundation that was given to me, one of the things it said, judge not.
Judge not, indeed. But that's where, things get a little, hectic. Because judge not. When Christ walked this earth, and now we're making it almost a religious show, but
it's not religious.
It's not.
It's not religion. It's
it's more conversation, right? When Christ was walking on this earth, he walked with everyone.
Thank you.
Yes,
Excuse me, and may I interject here, because see, once again, I'm not a Christian. I don't call myself a Christian, and I'm not religious, but I do believe in a spiritual power that is connected for the good, and I call that spiritual power God.
Yes.
In Africa, I know in one part of Africa, his name is Oludumare. I know that in another part, his name is Jehovah, but the book already told me he would be known by many names.
But I make it more interesting.
Yeah, come
on. Now, what is it? The Ngambai tribe. The language is a mixture of Arabic and some other words from different, parts of Africa. We say Allah, and we're a Christian family.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. So Allah, Jehovah,
but
Oludumare,
Yeah.
and isn't it Elohim?
Yes, Elohim. But the funny thing is, when now you want to break it off to another doctrine, which is the Islamic doctrine, they say Allah. So who's correct? Because I'm a Christian and I pray saying Allah Lesibo, my God, when I'm not saying it because I'm a Muslim. And when my friends hear, they're like, you just said Allah, but you're praying to God. What's going on here?
But he's known by many names.
By many names.
Or she. That's another thing, she. So
by many names. And
so I don't have a problem with that, And then I already know that most of the things that were taught to me about religion through Christianity, most of it was lies anyway.
Well, people fit the word, which is written in the Bible, according to their lifestyle or their understanding. And that's where I think you have so many different churches, Presbyterian, Lutheran, Baptist, you have, when one non-denominational church is enough, so why? But it's according to their own understanding and their own lifestyles and how they want to guide people to live. And that's how I see it. Now, we can take it further into breaking it down to four things that I've always lived by. You can be around lifters, thrusters, people who weigh you down, or people who drag you, right? So here we go now. You go into certain churches and you're like, wait, this person lifts me up, but this person makes me feel like I have a weight. This person makes me feel like, oh my God, they're going to thrust me to somewhere. And then this person is just, oh, they drag me. But why? Because of their understanding of what the word is supposed to be, So yeah, I mean, it is quite an intense subject, but also it goes back to colonialism. And
it's part of the root problem.
It is.
It's not, over here, my ancestors had a different, because, they taught us, they have, I think the Negro Bible or the Slave Bible, they got that.
See, I didn't even know there was such a thing.
Yeah, it's been a whole lot of miseducation.
Wow.
That you can abuse. To think that you can abuse.
Yeah.
But you know what else I saw? When you go back into white history, the Vikings.
Yes, the Viking, yes.
The Vikings and the Romans.
Yeah.
They were some horrific people.
Barbaric. They were hunters. They were a little,
Nothing was beneath them. So
yes.
For this thing, because let's go back to that baby you were talking about. I guess that baby is born into evil. But that evil can be so deep that it goes into the DNA.
It's a soul. It's a soul, I'm looking at the flesh, but there's a soul, So if we want to break it down even more in depth, you see souls, you talk to souls.
Okay, so now that you clarified me on that, and we've done the colonialism and the slavery thing, I want to know, what is Chad like as a city? Because the first time I met a Chadian, I was in Nigeria. And I think Chad is right close to Nigeria. I'm sure I'm going to have a map so everybody can see
where Chad is.
And I want to, because when that also makes me think about how tiny it is and how Africa was chopped up into 52 states?
Well, some say 56, some say 54. Chad is North Central Africa, actually called the Republic of Chad. And colonialism has left us with two official languages, Arabic and French. Now, we're landlocked. The northern side is Libya, Sudan.
Ooh.
Yeah. And then we have Niger, then Nigeria, Cameroon, and a little bit of, I'm forgetting what's underneath the Chadian country when I look at my map. Now, a lot of people think it's a small country, but it's twice the size of Texas. It is twice the size of Texas, y'all.
Really?
And yes.
Oh, I didn't know that. I saw this.
No, it's we describe it. We were told as kids how to draw it as an old man with a képi, and in French, a képi, it's almost like a beret. It's a soldier's hat almost.
Yeah, right.
And it's the Sahara Desert, and so you've got a lot of sand, a lot of nomads up north. Hence, you have dark-skinned and light-skinned Chadians. And I'm from the south, so I'm a dark-skinned Chadian. The beauty of Chad is that I say it's actually a plus. It's the culture, and the people tend to be very humble, now. Yeah. It's good, and some can take it to a level where they're almost serious. They become a little waggish when you get to know them, so it's nicer, when you're more intimate with them. Now, they undersell themselves, I think, for the most part, because it's a country that has, I think I was looking at the census of 2020, it was close to 16 million or 17 million people.
Small.
So small compared to other countries, but big in our eyes because we've come a long way, because it's a nomadic, country. What I've noticed that I like about Chad now as an adult, which I thought was a weakness, we undersell ourselves, and we tend to wait for someone to discover us, and that takes us back to the beginning of our conversation, colonialism. And that's from, I can say this from the French, you know. Whereas our English-speaking Africans have a way of overselling, you know, themselves. And that's why I believe their country's a little better off, you know. A Chadian would have all the talents in the world, or even some that they haven't tapped into. Like, no, let's not talk about it because, you know, we have to be humble, you know, which in the long run is good, but not when you're trying to build.
Not when it's detrimental.
No, not when you're, exactly. And I've learned it. Oh, as I'm losing my mic here. See, I got so excited I'm losing my mic, y'all. Not when you want to build and you want to break off of, you know, the wrath of colonialism. And I think for me, as a modern Chadian woman, dark-skinned woman, I know that we grew up in Ghana. And I remember growing up, I saw all the Ghanaian women doing so much. And there was one in particular at the church that we attended that had homes. And she had a different car every time she came to church. And I was so impressed. But I think what I liked mostly about her, different hairstyle, and her outfits were just very lavish. Auntie AC Puplampu, I'm talking about you. And I just thought she was just magical. But the Chadian women, when I would notice them, it was more, oh, you know, let me talk to my, you know, husband. But that's not the story of who the women are. As a matter of fact, they run the household, you know. They're super talented. And if we want to take it to another level, they run the country. But because of the results of colonialism, faith, you know, because we have Islam and Christianity, the dominant faith, and also because, again, I say we're a French-speaking country, and the French, you know, we joke about this. We say France is an old lady, an old pessimistic lady. You know?
Yes.
And so certain things, if you do them, you're not supposed to do it, you know.
You know, that's one thing that I did see when I was in French West Africa as compared to British West Africa. Girl, I mean, the Nigerians, they, you know, they're just out. And, you know, but then when I reflect back, I was that girl like you that was all over the room because I was born and reared in America. When I went to Africa, I wanted to know. And the only way you're going to know is to get in with whoever is there. So, you know, once again, we go back to religion like Jesus. He, you know, he went to the gamblers, the prostitutes. He went to the churches. He was from the low to the high, from the high to the low.
He was ministering, you know.
And, you know, anyone who turned their nose and try to condemn another is a hypocrite.
Yeah, you could say that again.
It is a hypocrite.
Well, the Bible says, you know, he who has, you know the rest of it. So no, I'm very honored, and I think it's a gift, you know, to have, you know, this conversation because the younger generation, I think, has got the message loud and clear. Why? Because the world is getting smaller. Why? Because of technology, right? We have the world of Instagram, social media that's so advanced.
And you can see. They can see. But see, that's the thing. They, what did they say? They would become weaker and wiser.
Weaker and wiser, indeed. And I like that because back in the day, you know, back in my day when I was growing up, I mean, I would have wished we had even Facebook, so that I could see what others were doing. I could see more people like my thinking.
I was so, you know what? I thought everything that went on was just me.
No.
Girl, I mean, I realize now what a sheltered life my parents gave me. Because the life that my parents gave me, our world was beautiful. It was fun. It was games. We traveled. I didn't know all the ugly things.
Same here. I was shocked when I found out one of my uncles had divorced his wife. I was like, why didn't you guys tell me? And it was one of those things that's actually a normal way of life. Now, I'm separated from it, you know what I mean? So there were some things that I think I had to learn later on in life. And, you know, if you want to call it a late bloomer, no. It's just because I was sheltered, because there was fear. Even though we were a family that was very strong, you know, rooted in Christianity, there was still fear of that outside world. Why? Because colonialism, because lack of self-confidence, because lack of understanding.
Well, there was, you know, I grew up in that.
Yeah.
And the best thing that my parents could have done for me was moving us into an all-white neighborhood.
Yeah, you told me that.
And moving into that all-white neighborhood, then I found out who Little Black Sambo was, you know. And then I started paying attention to television, and I saw Africa, and I saw Tarzan, and I saw the Africans, like Tarzan was he was the man, and they were looking up for Tarzan. You know, they couldn't do nothing without Tarzan.
Without Tarzan, yeah.
And I'm saying, these people look like me. I said, so something not right about this story.
Have you ever wondered where Tarzan's name came from? I always wondered.
No.
It doesn't sound like a John, a Mark, you know.
And it definitely isn't African.
No, I've always wondered that. No one can tell me, you know, so it makes you wonder. Okay. No.
But anyway, you know, it's been great sitting here connecting these dots for overstanding and clarity. And once again, the only African females that I have had hardcore discussions like this with have been you and Dakori Akande.
Oh, Dakori,
you know,
yes.
Dakori, she's so real and she's so sweet. When Dakori, she and I would be in this house, and it would be like we're steadily feeding off each other.
Yeah.
She's learning from me, I'm learning from her.
That's how it should be. That's how it should be.
You know, that was what was so great about my relationship with Fela, because we were connecting dots.
Connecting the dots. Yeah.
You know, and we were doing it equally, lovingly.
Yes.
But today we didn't have all that. Oh, I'm with this group. Oh, I'm with that group. And because I'm with this group, I can't be with that group. You know?
Well, it's what's comfortable. You know, society likes what's comfortable, myself included. But then when you have to grow, what is it, the caterpillar, you know, it's uncomfortable. So why would I just voluntarily make myself uncomfortable? You know.
Well, okay. Yeah. So it's uncomfortable to be free?
Well, because no one has tried. Well, not no one. Most people who feel uncomfortable are in the same setting because of fear. So
that's true.
A no fear zone. I mean, I cannot say I've had some amazingly crazy, disgusting challenges and things that have happened to me, but I came out stronger and better, you know, and my life is better, you know, my kids' life is better because I went through that pain. And so I will make myself uncomfortable over and over if it means at the other end I'm going to grow, you know.
Well, I don't know. I guess I'm a little bit more defiant.
Because it's temporary. You walk through the valley, don't you? So pain.
I mean, I've been there. I'm not saying that I'm Wonder Woman.
No, you know? I'm not Wonder Woman. But
no, I'm not saying that. But I mean, I just, you know, one thing that Africa taught me was freedom.
Freedom, you know.
And then when I look at so many Africans, they don't have the freedom.
Well, Fela, I think, you know, we talked a lot about who he is. He's well known all over the world. He probably didn't know the impact that he had all over the world at the time, you know.
Let me put it to you like this. I think Fela always knew who he was.
Oh, he did? Okay, see, I was waiting for that.
I think he always knew who he was. I mean, nobody told Fela how to wear his shoes.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying that he had taught us, and some see it in a positive way and some not. But
well, no, I'm saying today I think Nigeria is waking up because her.
Oh no, today they have. I'm talking about the world that's not Nigerian now. See?
Okay, even here in America, even here in America,
yes,
because those that have visions, I'd like to say Steve Hindell. The producer, the original of the Hollywood production. I mean, Broadway production. And not to, mention, but Steve, he saw it from, he has vision, but I don't know how he was seeing it, but I know what he did do. He woke up Broadway.
Yes, he did.
He went and punched a racist organization in the face because maybe he didn't know he was doing that, but that's what Steve Hindell did.
We're not saying he physically did it. We're talking about pejoratively speaking. He woke up.
You mean actually? Do you think somebody would literally listen at what I just said and take it literal?
Let me say this:
they that stupid, Natalie? Come on.
Common sense
are people that stupid?
No, common sense is not so common. You know that.
Oh, girl, I'm a genius then.
No, I mean, we talked about the dancing, the food, West Africans call it fufu, We don't call it fufu. What's fufu?
Yeah, what do you call it?
Muru.
Hey, I like that. Muru. Hey, muru. It has rhythm.
Of course it has rhythm. It's African language.
Yeah, it has rhythm.
No, you made it. You gave it a rhythm.
No, I heard it. You said it.
Let me say it in my language. Mada botolu mige muruba bakon.
Okay, now that's way too much, girl. I got mada. Yeah, mada. I got 2 words. Muru, mada. Muru, mada.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that takes us into the dancing. So, because you are a musician and we cannot not talk about music.
Yes,
and I'm a lover of music.
Right.
What I wanted to mention about Fela is passion, freedom, and love, right? And I think when you're passionate about something or anything in life, you don't see all the, the what is it? The stuff that comes at you blind, the blindsides you.
Yeah.
And for me, I'm passionate about a lot of things. And sometimes it comes across in the wrong way. And sometimes, I'm passionate about helping each other. I'm passionate about just life.
Yeah.
Don't forget, I'm passionate about passion.
Oh, girl. Okay. Yeah.
So the culture that we have, all over Africa, there are different, dialects, languages, really, and music and dance moves. I know in Nigeria, with Afrobeat and even the traditional Nigerian dancing is with...
Yes, girl. It's all about the
Don't get you started, okay?
And the bigger the yash, the better.
The better, right?
All right.
In my country, it's the opposite, So now you're dancing now with your waist. It's what you could do with your waist.
And we're going to see some of that today because she's going to show me. I know Ethiopia is up here.
Yeah, it's beautiful. So if you can whine with your neck. Okay. We need some music in there, And then, if you take it further, maybe, to some other African countries, just the shoulders.
Right.
So...
Yeah.
Right? So now, why can't we put all of those dances...
Oh, wait a minute. And then, let's see if we can go over to Europe and get the river dancers.
You have to go there. Well, we wonder where they got that. Think about South Africans now.
Oh, wait a minute, girl. Wait. I'm not done yet. How about this one?
Which one?
I just had it and lost it that quick. Not just that dance. Oh, country and western.
Western.
Square dance.
Square dance. I love it.
Girl, when I was, let me tell you, I told you what kind of neighborhood I grew up in. So we used to have square dancing.
Oh my God.
We used to have square dancing. And, they come in and they teach the class square. And I love my square dancing. I still do. But recently I saw Africans doing their move with that type of everybody
yes.
folding the back.
Yeah.
You know,
No,
that kind of rhythm.
yeah.
Okay.
So you know, the world is. I want to say it's one world, one love, but not so easily said and done.
Well, you get it, and I get it.
No, I get it, and that's why when, for example, if you want to break it down to some of the events that we have here in Los Angeles alone.
Oh, girl, please don't even.
I have to go there.
Don't depress
Wait,
me.
we're connecting the dots, right?
Okay.
So let me connect that dot, you know, because for
please.
me,
No, at that dot you're gonna have to. You got to wake that dot up. Okay, go on, girl.
I always thought, you know, that you just show up to everybody's, you know, event if it's depending on what community, so you can help
and support
and serve
us.
and support. But much to my, I've realized
and
that
dismay, reality came in. The grumbling started. Who does he think he is? You know, or who does she think she is?
Well, she's chatting. What's she doing here? You know? You're gonna give it to that chatting?
You know, no.
No.
You know, see, what they don't realize is there's plenty of room at the top.
Amen.
It's only the bottom that's
Yes,
crowded.
crowded. Hallelujah. You
Plenty
know,
of room.
I hear that, and I want to be at the top.
Hello.
So judge me if
I have
you want
no
to.
problem. I have
Yeah.
no problem.
I know it's not an easy road sometimes.
No,
you know?
because you got to get all the boulders and stumblers and blunders out of your way.
Yeah.
And you have to do it like, I want to quote my girlfriend, may joy go with you and peace be behind you.
Okay, I love it. That's, see, that should be, again, another t-shirt.
Okay.
No.
But Natalie, it has been great speaking with you. And I want to also mention your program with Natalie Beasnael. We are not the same. As you can see, we're not, but at the same time, we're sisters.
We are.
And we have connected. Yes. Anyway, once again, thank you for being with me today on Connecting the Dots. I hope you like and subscribe, and I hope to see you next week.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Thank you.